Hello, everyone. In this session, I'm going to show you how to upgrade your Windows PowerShell, and that is by default comes with Windows 5.1. Windows 11 with PowerShell 5.1. And then also, last video I showed you on the Linux, when I did the integrated PowerShell installation, it was version 7.1. So I'm going to upgrade both of them in one video, so you know how to upgrade your Windows PowerShell version from 5.1 to 7.2, and also how to upgrade the Linux from 7.1 for PowerShell 7.1 to 7.2. So let's get started. Before we do that one, last video I covered the git command, which was this video that I just posted about an hour ago. And I'm going to do this one just because I want to get started with PowerShell, latest version that is available, which is 7.2. And I'm going to do it on Windows platform as well as Linux. So all the subsequent videos that are going to be available for you for training, you know that you have the latest and greatest version available out there, and we're going to do that one. There's other videos that later on is going to come about get process, start process, stop process, debug process, wait process, the start transcript, and then stop transcript, get host, get services, get execution policy, set execution policy, and then show commands, and as well as a number of other ones. I'm not going to go through all the commands, so I'm going to just skip out of this one, and I'm going to just show you on my website right here, which is actually my website is here. And then I have already posted a lot of the PDF files, about 1757 commandlets that are all PowerShell commands with Git help. But because you're not sitting in front of a Windows with PowerShell prompt, you're not going to be able to see those help. But if you're on a browser, all you need is a browser and internet access and the desire to learn all these PDF files, 1,757 of them. And then this is all available in PDF format. So last video we covered git dash command. It is right here. You just click on it and you get the PDF version for it. As well as you can get these commands in Microsoft website, as well as some other Google website. But at the same time, Google search engine will find it for you on website. But I posted on one place at MyWebUniversity.com/all PDF files. So that all PDF files, PowerShell is a part of it. But I showed you the last video that you can get it for Red Hat Linux, for Rocky version, for Linux Ubuntu, and all the other ones, as well as Windows. So here, if I just do git dash host, the one that I'm going to cover next right now is this is all. So this PDF file that is there. So this is only if you don't have a Windows operating system to practice with it, or a Linux machine that you can come here and say, for example, you're looking at Red Hat, for example, let's say you can see all these thousands of 12,000 something PDF files, right? So similarly for Rocky Linux, about 11,000 PDF files. Similarly for Ubuntu, and similarly for help of Windows. For Windows, it's only 88 commands, which is short. So if you're looking for like Xcopy, you could type in Xcopy here. If I type it correctly, Xcopy, then you can see the Xcopy here, as well as the PDF version, you can get it. And then if you say, well, that's great, can it read it for me? I also put it for you so you can see it in a very nice way. Here the command, and you just click here to read it for you.
Copies files and directory trees. XCOPY source. Destination A.
So I'm going to stop it here, but these tools are available for you, including the PowerShell command that I just showed you, as well as if you come on MyWebUniversity, the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@MyWebUniversity, and click on videos. There's about 1.3K videos about PowerShell, about Windows, Bash scripting, shell scripting, Unix, Linux, Python, C, C++, MySQL, a number of other awk programming and other related Ubuntu installation, software, PDF stuff. So there's thousands of documentation as well as videos that are all for your training to enhance your career. And then you just have to subscribe and just have to watch these videos and make comments so I can improve it. Someday it's going to be thousands of videos on just one subject when you're all interested, and it's going to help you a lot of students that you don't have to go to universities and colleges to get computer science courses. All of them is at your fingertips for free, and it's just available all the time. You can watch it on your browser, you can watch it on your cell phone, on anything that you like, and then enjoy learning and then do the best on your community. So I'm going to just go through the session today. I'm going to just open this terminal here. Let's just clear my screen here. I'm going to, if I just control, exit this one, say I don't want this one. Let's say I don't want it, save it. I'm gonna just say no, don't save it. These other terminals that are open, you could also close the entire thing and say, yeah, don't save anything, and just come in and say ISE. So when you do Windows ISE, and this is the Windows PowerShell integrated scripting environment or integrated standard environment, you could call it, or scripting. It's an environment that allows you a standard environment to just do like a kind of a scripting here and then see the output here. This is like the console also. And then you can also do this screen here. So you could get a console screen here, and that's how open another console. Or you could just say, open it like top down, like here, and then you can resize this window. And then you can also right here say, show script and right and left. So on the command, one of them is on the right side, the scripting, the PowerShell script one, and then here is the output. And then you can see it all in one big screen, so the output will be also shown. But I like this one for training purpose, so you can see the command that I type in and the output I could get. This directory doesn't have to be user Wahid. I could start it from there, I could cd to slash, and then it will go there, or say set the location. So cd is a short form of alias for set location. I could say set location to users Wahid, and then that would do it there. Or I could say cd slash C colon, and the short form would be cd to C colon users Wahid. These are commands are going to come next later on, but right now we're going to talk to you about the get host command. So get host is very important command here, and I'm going to just do a get host and show you what the output looks like here. If I just resize this screen, because I only have one command here, get host. So this is the entire screen. You can see everything, and the get host is the command, and the output is here. Notice this one is like a hash table, and this is the key, and this is the value for it. And so hash key is later on, I'm gonna show you the array of hash key and the regular arrays and all of that one. When I show you the hash key, key pair is a key and then a value, key and a value. So that is called hash table. And then when you do this one, you can see the output of it, say that this information. But let me tell you in addition what it shows here. You can also get the detail here. So if I just say, and instead of just giving me that one, just look at the version and then say, show me the version. Now notice that the version information did not come out like that. So I have to do something other than that. So I'm going to do this, put it as an object, and then when I run this as an object, then it gets the same values here, saying that this is the version. Now this object that I'm using as get host, I'm going to put a dot. The reason I say that is an object, it is this becomes an object, and then this dot becomes kind of an object oriented, saying that this is these are the properties and methods that are available. One of the methods is toString. So whenever you just do the toString, not this, that you get the left parentheses saying that this is a method. You want to convert it to a string, the output, yes, you can do that one, and then it will give you this long information about this. If you just say, how about I get more information about this? So now notice the current culture, current I culture, debug information, instant ID, name, private data. The version that I was looking for, once you make it an object, dot version would work. So you say dot version, and it will give you the specific version of PowerShell. And if you are on the prompt, let's say I comment this one out, say, don't give me that one. I could also do something like this, say $, and there's a prompt PowerShell version table. This is also a hash table. So this is a table, but it is a hash table. So if I run this code, I don't have to comment this line in order to do this one. I could highlight this one and say run that one, and it will give me the other one. So if I just say, okay, don't run that one and only run this line, and then do this one, it is going to give me a lot more because the other ones also run. So the get host version is going to provide you the version information here. And notice that let's just delete this line. I'm going to only run that line and then say get the PowerShell version. So notice the PowerShell version table, I told you that this is also a hash table, which means that whichever one of these field that you want to use, these are field name. So the PS version, PS edition. So if I want the PS version, I just type in that one and run it, and it's gonna give me this version. But notice the output is going to be not line by line. It is just, it's not in one column. It is in multiple columns. That means that in addition to these ones, if I need the build version, then I have to put the dot here. The dot notation is saying that this object has another hash table of this information, which is has another attribute that I could type in, get the build version or the major version or a minor version or revision, all of that. So if I'm looking for the build version 22.6.21, then I just click in here, and then that when I run it, it's going to tell me exactly the version table. Similarly, for the $host, I'm sorry, not $, the host object, host name, get dash host. So the uppercase, lowercase doesn't matter. When you do this one, if I just go up all the way here as if this is one console here, I'm going to just show you this, and then I'm going to say run this get host dot, and then at this time if I say get current culture, it's going to say English, right? English, yes. But if I just get more detail of this one, because it is a lot more detail, so I say format dash list, I'm going to get a lot more, as you can see when you do a format list. The short version of format list, you can also, instead of format list, you can type in FL. That's an alias for format list. And notice that format list is also in a kind of hash table key pair value. For each of these ones, that if you're looking for, like let's say I say is read only is false, how do I get only that value? Then I could say in here dot is read only, and then I click on this one, then I just get the value of false there. But by default, if you just do get dash post, it tells you that this one is a PowerShell version is 5.1 point this. And also, if you look at PS version table, that also show you 5.1 point 22.621 is the build version. So you know that information that you're running PowerShell 5.1. Now let's get into our system that we showed you earlier. Right now I just logged in as root here. I'm going to just execute PowerShell with root, doesn't matter. So I could type in and then exit out. When you run PowerShell with root, you're gonna get higher privilege. So that means you can add user, you can delete users, you can install software and everything. Notice that version that this one is running is version 7.4.2, and then I have already upgraded. Looks like, yeah, the one that I don't need to do this one because the version, oh no, sorry, the version that is 7.4.1, and then I need to upgrade it to this one. That's what this prompt, I didn't read it, I just look at the numbers. So this is what is saying that I have the version. So if I say get dash host, you can see also it's I have 7.4.1. Similarly, the command that we used in there, if I say $PS version table, that hash table is available here as well. So if I say dot, let's say PS version, then PS version, then I'll get 7.4.1. So a lot of these ones, like PS addition, all of these variable PS, let me just erase this one and say PS addition. That will just tell me it's a core edition. So all of these fields or members of this attributes of this one, so you can get it. For example, if I want to get the Ubuntu and instead of edition, I just type in OS. So that would say that Linux Ubuntu 22.04.4 long-term support, which is also in the etc OS-release will tell you that I'm running 22.04. So when you're inside PowerShell, you can run Linux command as well as PowerShell command. That's why I mentioned in the previous video that is all integrated in PowerShell. If you look at this video that I posted here, integration of Bash and PowerShell, that video is going to teach you a lot of stuff there. So while you're coming and joining on my channel, you're not only learning Bash scripting or Unix scripting or Python or Java or C or PowerShell, anything that is available on this one, you can request for saying that, well, I need to learn something that's new. But if it meets my needs and then I just feel like, yeah, that's something that I want to teach and it is going to be helping a lot of users, then obviously I'll make another video. But if it is just outside of the scope of my MyWebUniversity materials that I want to cover next, then I will just write you a comment and make sure that you understand where to find out the documentation to help yourself. Most of the videos that I'm making is to teach you to just be kind of like a from junior going to intermediate. If you're intermediate, going to the advanced, and if you're advanced, going to expert. Nobody can claim saying that I'm the only expert or I'm only guru. We're all learning as we go. But usually when you're working on a system for more than 3 years or 6 years or 10 years, if you have constantly been working on a given programming language or a given operating system, you must learn things that you used to do it, you could do it at your sleep time. And you don't have to just be kind of paying attention, and you can make it robust or make it automated or mentoring others. Then you can call yourself expert and guru and make these videos and available for people. And then that way they can learn it. And then a lot of the technical documentation that I brought here, for example, or just going to my website by itself. If you go here on the, in addition to all these videos that I have on the YouTube.
Greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed. If they know what, if once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it. They don't need to be managed at all. What they need is a common vision, and that's what leadership is. What leadership is having a vision, being able to articulate that so the people around you can understand it, and getting a consensus on a common vision. We wanted people that were insanely great at what they did. But we're not necessarily those seasoned professionals, but who had at the tips of their fingers and in their passion, the latest understanding of where technology was and what we could do with that technology.
God bless Steve Jobs. I think, and this comment that he made, I really like that comment. So I made this short video to tell the world, the globe, everybody, the world, to say that, hey, you know what? There are people that the technology is at their fingertips, and then there are people that are still learning, and we are all out there to just help people that they can get these helps. And then by going to this documentation on a website, for example, when you go to this one, imagine there's 32,000 PDF files here. So just going to Linux Ubuntu, this one that says that the dynamic generation of PDF files. If you want to learn a bash, you just click in here and I produce you the bash PDF files. That's about 84 pages. And if you're a C++ or GCC, GNU C collection compiler, if you're learning that one, you just type in GCC, I produce you the PDF. Notice there's 366 pages here. All of that one is at your fingertips. You could just learn all kind of parameter syntax. Nobody memorizes those thousands of PDF, but a lot of it is just how much you use on a given system and how do you move on from a junior level to senior and senior to expert or expert to guru. A lot of it is how much time you spend on it on a daily basis, not weekly basis or hourly basis. If you constantly work on it, obviously it becomes so easy for you to learn anything that you want, whether it's Java, Go language, Python. It's all the documentation I provide you here. So if you go for Go language, you just come in here and then PDF files. A lot of the documentation, like Node.js, for example, if you look for Node, there's a lot of these kind of documentation. Even though there's 1 page or 2 page or 8 page long, but then there's commands on the manual pages, because I wrote the program in Python, which is also object-oriented programming. Python and PowerShell is also object-oriented kind of programming language that is based on the object, and then methods and properties are available to it. For example, this PDF file, I wrote it in Python that generated from manual pages of the Linux Ubuntu. In this case, for Node.js, I had to install Node.js, then the manual pages are available here. So if I just come back here and say, which node there, you can see a node is there. Where is a node? Then you can see the user share man node.1.gunzip is there. So if I say man node, then you can see this manual pages. But you're not in front of a Linux machine. So if you have to go on the Linux machine and then get into this URL and then you can open it, what I did with Python, I said, well, object-oriented programming has this code reusability, meaning that whatever was written already, don't reinvent it. So this is already a URL that is there. All I'm saying is that on the PostScript or Python program together that I put together to just generate this PDF file on MyWebUniversity.com, I said, well, if this is a URL, then have a hyperlink so people could click on it and then they go to Node.js and read that documentation. So now, in addition to my website, the documentation I put it, the whole web is available for you. Everything, thousands of millions of other documentation that are accessible to do through these URLs, and you can get them all. For example, let's say on this one, you say, how about the API calls, application program interface? Notice for every module here, there's thousands of modules. Every module, they have so many functions. So for example, the V8 engine, the URL, the utilities. Just clicking on utilities, you see a list of all the utilities that are available with their documentation. If you go back here and say, show me the OS module, for example, the OS module, all the function calls or methods that are available here, you can list them all. And then when you go to the function itself, you get the parameters and arguments and everything that are passed on to it. So I'm going to just get out of this documentation. I'm going to just let you know that these tools or resources are available for you, whether you watch the video or you watch the documentation, they're all available for you. So without further ado, I'm going to install the version on Windows and also the Linux. So let's get started with Linux first, because I am already on the system. I'm going to exit out of this one and then exit. So clear screen here, I'm on this directory, and then I say PowerShell star. Let's see, clear screen, ls-l PowerShell. PowerShell was in lowercase, so that's why I just did that one with that. So if I say file PowerShell, it's a tar-gunzip file, right? So I can again unzip this file, it will be .tar file, but I can also run the whole thing in one command. Instead of saying gun unzip PowerShell star.gunzip, or I could just say in one command, then I have to do a tar extract the file. So I'm going to say tar Z for gun unzip it, and X for extraction, V verbose, and then file is the file name, and then PowerShell, and then that. So this one is saying that unzip it, and then X is for extraction, the content, V verbose, and F is the name of the file. Now it is extracting the file, all of that one is done. And notice that inside here, I have the extracted file here for PowerShell gunzip file. So that is a lot of files here. And then the one that is actually called PowerShell, I'm going to look at the PowerShell star and notice that PowerShell.exec is already, and this file was already in the format. But if I want to just put it in a particular directory or something, I could do that one, or use the install script to install it, and so on. I could just try this one temporary 7.4.2. So this is all executable. If I just say, where should I install it? I can install it because of these dynamic link libraries, all of that one comes with it. And I'm just temporarily going to use this one. Then when times allows me, I'm going to update the current one with all the particular version of it as I should. let me just say, another way you could do is, let me just do this, exit out of this one. I'm gonna, sorry, exit out of this one, and I'm gonna say clear screen, ls, clear screen ls. And notice that every file that are dynamic link libraries, I'm gonna just remove star.dll. And then now I have a smaller, I'm gonna remove Microsoft star. And then let's see, PowerShell. So, and this time I'm going to only move the PowerShell and Node.js.ganzip file, and then keep everything else is there. RM, let's move it this one. Make a directory temp, move PowerShell start to temp .ganzip to temp, and now Node.js, what is there? Okay. Let me just move temp to the parent directory, so I don't delete that itself also. And then node, I think it was something. Let me just do ls minus ltr. Clear screen, and this one 5 more. So all the dev stuff, and then everything with PowerShell. Yeah. Yeah, I could remove everything here. Remove everything, and then rm minus rf start. So that is everything is gone here. Now I'm gonna move slash temp and put it back here. So now I have under the temp, I'm gonna go to the temp, and I'm just gonna say, well, let's move PowerShell here to outside, and then remove that directory, and remove directory temp, clear screen. I'm gonna go out or under temp, and now I only have one file, and that is the ganzip file. So let's try to see if I can do apt install. I'm not gonna do apt install on this one, because I already wrote you the documentation for MyWebUniversity on this one. Let's see if we can use the same documentation, because the other one we did the apt install package from Microsoft. Let's see if we can point to that one using the same one to point to the last one. So this chapter 14 is the video that I showed you how to integrate it. But at that time, I become root here, and then I showed you the ID, and then update Linux Ubuntu. Then right here, I said sudo apt install wget, and this was the two packages that I had to get at that time. I'm going to do apt install, and then the name of the ganzip file, but this is not a ganzip file, so it is the package name itself. So whether that one wget is going to, we could do the wget with it, and from the path of this one. Right here is the version information where I downloaded the ganzip file. I'm going to show you for the Windows as well as so you go actually, let me show you. You go on Google, you search for PowerShell version 7, and then once you find out the version, you just get these two links. Click on the second one, and then right here it shows that long-term support Ubuntu version. So click on this one, and then you get a list of the packages here. For Windows and PowerShell, both of them. For Linux, also you get tar ganzip file here that you can get it, and then for Windows, I also downloaded the MSI file. somewhere here is the name of the MSI. The one that I did was MSI 64-bit. So if I go here on the Windows download directory, let me close this one. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna close that one too. And I'm gonna go to the download directory. So let's go here and then click on D for downloads. Documents, downloads right here. This one, so you can see here PowerShell 7.4. This one is the MSI for Windows. So I'm going to install this one for Windows, and then we already checked on the Windows, and then we will do the same thing on Linux if we have to. Or I could just install it the way I installed it earlier. So this is the version that is currently showing 5.1. We're upgrading it with this to version 7.4.2. And then here it's giving you the default directory. You say, yeah, go ahead, override the current one. And then if you want to change it to install it somewhere else, you could do that one. These options that are there by default are enabled for these two, which is the login manifest and then environment variable. It's good to set your environment variable so you don't have to every time go and update it again or change your environment variable. So make sure these two buttons are selected. This other one, enable PowerShell remoting. Don't do this one because some people, they just enable it, say I want to just do this one. Sometimes the drawback to this one is that if it's a local machine, you're not going to see any issue. But if it is a business or work machine, whatever configuration that you have for PowerShell and set execution policy and get execution policy, if you just enable it remoting, then maybe it's going to interfere with some of your configurations because maybe you're doing it a different setting. So you have to know the company's policies to see what is allowed and what's not allowed. Based on that one, you have to use the remote signing. If you just enable it like this, it's good, maybe, but it might just break one or more code that is just working with unrestricted or restricted, but don't give an unrestricted option or other ones. So those ones, that's why they left this one not checked. So leave that one unchecked and then continue. These other options are showing you what is recommended, and I'll go with those options and then say, go ahead and install it. Once it's installed, then we can start PowerShell. And then when you type in PowerShell, it's gonna give you a prompt of PowerShell 7. But because this one requires an administrator privileges prompt you say, go ahead, run it as administrator. Similarly, if you're doing it with the execution policy of PowerShell, when you're running a application or a module, installing a module, it's going to prompt you say that this is not trusted. Don't trust the things that are not signed by Microsoft or other ones. So that's what I was talking about, remote execution policies and everything else. If it is by Microsoft signed, then yeah, they trust those ones. So PowerShell is now on Windows machine is installed, right? So if I just type in here another one, and let's not close this one. I mean, I have this version running, right? So I could just go on this one and say print version, it is 5.1. But if I just close this one and then say, let's just open another PowerShell, I'm gonna say, no, don't save anything. And then I'm gonna say PowerShell. So notice that I have PowerShell apps and PowerShell here and PowerShell x86. So x86 is 32-bit. I'm going to open this one. And notice that this version that is open here, I'm going to do $PS version table, and then that is 5.1, right? So let's see if we can get PowerShell 7. PowerShell 7 is right here, it's coming in. So you actually it did prompt me, but it did not open it. Let's see why. PowerShell, the IC is still there. I'm going to open that one and then say $PS PSVersionTable and then get dash host. They're all showing still 5.1. So why the upgrade completed or not? Let me just see if it requires additional thing. I did go all the way, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah. So I'm going to run that one more time to see why it just did not finish it. Yeah, it looks like it's already installed. I'm gonna click on repair just to make sure that, because we were running Windows 5.1, PowerShell 5.1, maybe some files were not updated. Sometimes it requires to force it. And so if you are doing it, since I just stopped the PowerShell. I believe I stopped PowerShell. Yeah, it's not running. So this time it should update it. Let's go back here and say PowerShell. PowerShell. And still I don't see the 7. Okay, PowerShell 7, see more, PowerShell 7.4.1. Let's see if that is the one that's also using the browser. One moment, I have to see why it is not doing it. I hope that it doesn't require a reboot because I'm recording. So I make sure that there's no PowerShell running here. And I'm gonna go here, say, run this one and next. And remove, I'm gonna remove it altogether and reinstall it. Now I'm gonna just run it and prompt it, programs PowerShell. And notice that it's under program files, so we can see if it doesn't get installed at this time. We're going to just go to the directory and see the permissions and files and that they're all available there. Like we did it in the target file, that everything was installed in that directory. We can check on the C program files once this one is done. So I'm going to say finish, launch PowerShell. Here option also giving you to run it. And notice that as soon as I launch it, it is installed there. This is the program PowerShell, and then there's a version 7 here. So $PS version table will tell us that we are running 7.4. If I make a screen a little bit bigger, you can see here. But at the same time, if I just open another terminal, this is also PowerShell version 4. This. So let's just make this one say get dash host, and then you see that it's 5.1 by a terminal. But the one that we spin out from this directory is program files version 7. And then when I do a get dash host here, this is host here, it's going to tell me that 7.4.2 is running. So let's just, this is the other one. So let's see if we type in PowerShell here, do we get the, so somehow I think the icons that are not getting the app here available is because of Let me just type in first here to see what I'm saying is true or not. Sorry, get dash host 5.1. Yeah, that's because of the icons not getting updated yet. When we say launch it, it is launch it from here. So if I go to that directory, you can see here, clear screen here directory, you can see all the dynamic link libraries, including the directory of PowerShell.exec. If I just look for p.exec, you could see that PowerShell.exec is there, which means under the 7. I could also go under program files here under C:, so I have to go to this PC and then C:, and then look at program files directory right here. And then there's a PowerShell. So I go on PowerShell here, and then the version 7 is there. So this version 7, PWS, pws.exec is the executable file somewhere here, PowerShell.exec right here. So I could also spin it off from here. That would also give me the version, and that is there. And get dash host, you can see it is version 7.4.2. And then right here, you can also add an icon saying that it just create an icon for me, or pin it to start menu. So you can do a pin it to start menu, or just let me just see, run pin it to start menu, add to favorite, you can add it in there. And you can also drag and drop it right here. And then that would be a PowerShell here. So then, and when you click on it, this would take you to PowerShell 7.2. Okay, so 7.4.2. So if I just did this one and exit this one out, and say, now I have done it on the start menu. I added a start menu for PowerShell, also in the PowerShell 7. One of these ones are going to show up on the prompt for PowerShell. That is the icon. Notice is like this, right? So I could just add this one also at the start menu there. So run as administrator or unpin it or something, or I could just click on here and just run it, and then get dash host is showing me the information. $PS version table dot PS version would show you the 7.4.2. Also, you can also get this one with the object name, get that dash host dot culture, or get dash host dot version. You can get that. If you just make the screen a little bit bigger, clear screen here, and then just get this one and then control plus, you can see that get host dot version is there. $PS version table that PS version will tell you. So a lot of these details are there. You just have to run it and then add it, this one. Let's see on the Linux side, if I could just do it with this command. Sorry, clear screen, and then on this command I could say app install, and then I'm going to do the whole thing. It's a .zip file, but sometimes unable to locate the .zip file. So it is not going to read that one there. I'm going to just say unzip that file, and that would create a tar file of it. File star.tar. Now it is a tar .zip. So let's see if I can just do with the tar. It is still not seeing it, but I could say -y and wget. Wget is if you are getting it from the current directory. Let's see if I could say get it from the current directory. It's not gonna do that. So I'm going to say tar xvf extract it, PowerShell and this. It's going to install it right here. So I just have it installed right here. pws.shell is pw pwsh. Pwsh is the file pwsh. I could just say pwsh and it will run PowerShell. Get dash host, it's going to tell me 7.4.2, and then $ ps table, PSVersionTable.os is that, and then dot version PS version, it is 7.14. Similarly, if I say $PS, not PS, sorry, get host name, get dash host, it doesn't matter what uppercase or lowercase on that variable, because it's PowerShell, it's not case sensitive, but it was Linux, you have to type in, and that case sensitivity matters. So at this time I got the version information is 7.4 and there, and all of that is good. The version is upgraded, except that if I say which PowerShell here, it is on this version that I'm running it. But if I want to say exit out of this one and say clear screen, exit out without that one, I usually type in like Python exit. So if you're inside Python, if you want to exit, you just do this, or you do quit, you still have to use the parentheses to get out. But inside PowerShell, you don't need to do the parentheses. So this is count by default, and I press enter, but you have to take the parentheses out, type exit, and that won't work for you. So let's just look at the part where we were looking for which PWSH. Now, that one is saying this one is a 7.1. So if I want to use that one, then I could just say PWSH here, it's going to run the 7.4.1. And then if I say, where is PWSH? Now, I'm sorry, where is, not where. Where is PWSH? It tells you that the version that I'm running is from that one. So since that one is which PWSH shows that it's that one that is coming from this directory, and that one is the version 7.4.1, get dash host 7.4.1. If I want to get the other one, quit out of this one, and sorry, again, quit or exit out of here, and then here I'm on this directory, and then this one is PWSH is installed here. If I want to just get that one installed on the one that version that is there, I could just update it, that binary. I could do that one, and then it has to use the symbolic link of the other one. So if I say LBD PWDSH, notice that these are all using these shared objects there. And then if I say which PWDSH, now if I say LBD user bin PWSH, that's also using similarly these ones. But notice that these hexadecimal number or addresses, they are different, right? So what I need to do is say copy copy user bin PWSH to user bin PWSH dot 7.4.1. So if I just want to run the other one also, I'm going to copy this one for user bin, copy PWSH to user bin PWSH. So I'm backed up this one on the 7.41 as this, and then I overwrite the PWSH with the current version, which is this one. PWSH is 7.4.2. So exiting out of this one, and now I say which PWSH, and now if I say PWSH from here, I'm going to still use the 7.4.1. So why is that one? And because it's still the binary and the symbolic link, everything is not taking place as of user ben PWSH. This is still using the other one because all the dynamic link libraries that are attached to that one is still using the previous version. So let's exit out of this one and then say user ben ls minus l PWSH. And so far, yeah. Notice that that one was just a symbolic link. The one that is on this one is pointing to version 7 PWSH. So what I need to do is get rid of the symbolic link, and the symbolic link should be pointing to the one that I'm using from that directory download. So let's just look at home Wahid downloads. I'm just going to temporarily fix it, but this is how you fix that file. So because it was just a symbolic link, I could get rid of that file and then just get rid of the symbolic link and just make a copy of that one there. But it's best to just make the symbolic link point to this directory of PowerShell. Let's see, ls minus l here, power. Okay, so PWD is right here under download, and then ls minus l user ben PWSH. I'm going to just get rid of RM user ben PWSH. That is gone, so there's no more symbolic link to this path. I could just say make a symbolic link of link minus s for this one. And then I'm going to just give the version here. Say user ben PWSH 7.4.1. And that would point to that one. Now I'm going to do a PWD search of that one. And then this file. PWSH, and this one is the new version. So I say link minus s home. Well, temporarily I'm going to do this one, but later on I will just show you. I mean, I can I'll update it, but because of the sake of this video, I can take care of it right now. Just to point to you that whenever you create a symbolic link, you just have to, the symbolic link has to be the right PWDSH and there. So link minus s PWSH to user ben PWSH. So now I have two file under user ben PWSH star. One is showing that it's a symbolic link. Let me do ls minus ld. ls minus ld. One is saying that it's symbolic link to this 7.4.2. The other one is just symbolic link to this file. And this file is just the old one that we did. And then this one is also PWSH is also pointing to this one. Notice that one is dot and the other one is without the dot. Either one of those ones will take you to the 7.41. So if I say user ben PWSH.7.4.1 and .4.1, okay, that one broke the application to execute does not exist. Okay, the dynamic link library is not finding it. The other one, without the 7, it is going to work. So this one, I'm going to remove it because I just renamed that one with this. I don't need to keep that one. And then now if you say user ben PWSH, so I have two of them. And then let's see this one. I'm gonna exit out of this one. This one is taking us to 7.4.1, which was the previous one, which is correct. And then this one should take us to just PWSH should take us to 7.42, which does, because I pointed that one. So if you just run here, get dash host, and it says 7.4.2. So whether you type in the full path or just relative path, because it's in the echo $ path, and the path user bin is there, so which PWSH would be the same as user bin PWSH would take you there, and also just PWSH would take you to there. And then get dash host, you can see it's 7.4.2. So I demonstrated a number of ways that you can correct it if you don't have the actual installed binaries. If you know Linux or Unix, you can adjust it accordingly. But normally you don't want to put something under the downloads and then symbolic link it on this one, because you may remove the download directory at some point, and then some other user may be working on it, or some other ones. So it is best to just do the installation through the packages and then get it done there, and have those information. But for now, PWDSH will take you there. If I am not root, exit out here, clear screen ID here, I'm just Wahid. I could say which PWSH is there, PWSH, and then right away it's there. Get dash host, and that's giving me the version information. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it. God bless you all. Take care and have fun. Please make sure you join our channel, and then like and subscribe.